Is it not to share your food with the hungry? Do you see the things that God does not just care about the spiritual side of human life? God cares about practical needs of people. That's what I'm telling you. The gospel of the kingdom is holistic. It's not just focusing on salvation and the spiritual side. God looks at the whole thing. Of course, God looks at the total man and he looks at the society. There's a course we did in SALT where the issue of dichotomy between the spiritual and the secular was destroyed with one teaching. Is it not to give food to the hungry? So since you are doing without food, and you're not eating in the morning, you're not eating in the afternoon, you're not eating in the evening, can you now find what at least one meal costs? And since the fast is 7 days, is it possible to put all the money for one meal for 7 days and then look for somebody else that can afford and give it away? If you know what will happen to all those your prayer requests, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to take anything for you. Of course, you can see I'm not raising any fund or talking about any whatever. I'm trying to help you get those things. Because the beginning of this chapter, this started with a question. The people of Israel were saying, why have we fasted? You did not look. Why have we afflicted our soul? No answer. Have you seen what it is? Because what is it that somebody finished fasting and doing all that? Nothing. God now said, let me explain to you. You think just doing hunger strike is the type of fast that I want? He said, do that, but there are other things. To provide the poor wanderer with shelter. Do you see? And when you see the naked, to clothe him. And not to turn away from your own flesh and blood. And you know, there are some of us, this issue are even within the family. Because I said, God will not judge you for the Lazarus in my own gates. What sent that rich man? How many of you know the story of Lazarus and the rich man in the Bible? I'm sure. No. If you have heard the story, I read the story of Lazarus and the rich man. Let me say, okay, I'm for sale. Yes. When God blesses you, he puts a Lazarus in front of your gate. It is that Lazarus that will decide your eternal destiny. What you do with him. The rich man allowed the dogs to be licking. What will it cost him? What will a bag of rice cost that man? Rich man. What will bringing the man in and giving him real food cost him? So God will not judge you for the rich man in my gate. He will judge me for the one in my gate and judge you for the one in your gate. Look, after you have preached the gospel in your Jerusalem, then you can go to the uttermost part of the earth. Your neighbor. Help me tell the difference. Tell your neighbor. Love your neighbor. Verse 8. Look at the blessings that come with it. Then your light will break forth like the dawn. Your healing will appear quickly. Then your righteousness will go before you and the glory. Everyone say the glory of God. That's one of the ones I enjoy, apart from the other ones. The presence of God. Where is that person that gave testimony last Sunday? You said you have never felt the presence of God during this fast in Ahab. Who is that person again? Okay. I heard a testimony like that. And the person was now talking that I will do everything never to lose this. He was praying that he wants to know this thing that Pastor David carries. And the glory of God will be your reward. Look at them, verse 9. There are a lot of blessings, so then you will call. What will happen? The Lord will answer. What is this thing about just helping one or two people along with my fast? That makes prayer. Woo! You will call, the Lord will answer. And you will cry for help. What will happen? He will say, here am I.